Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of What It Is. I am your host, Kelly McKinney of Hohenheim Productions.
And I'm your other host, Josh Gibson from Fourth Wall Players.
And this week we are coming to talk to you about Hilary Duff being in the new How I Met Your Mother sequel, How I Met Your Father. And we're looking at a article that basically tells us where to watch it.
That's an informative article. Thank you.
Yeah, right. And of course, natural, which is funny because it doesn't have an official release date.
Right.
But
2025.
It's going to be on Hulu. And I just find it very interesting that we're going with Hilary Duff for How I Met Your Father. I guess we know what happened with the Lizzy MaGuire reboot.
Obviously, it fell apart.
Permanent hiatus.
Unless this is the Lizzy MaGuire reboot in disguise.
In disguise. That's
and
exactly
it's
where
about
my mind
her meeting
was going.
Gordo.
Is it about her
Not meeting, but falling in love with Gordo.
Or Gordo's father.
And marrying Gordo.
Gordo's father.
Father.
Even worse. How I Met Your Father.
I get that, but Gordo would be the father in question, and she would be explaining to their kids.
I think it would be I think it should be about how she meets Gordo's father, is dating some silver fox, and her best friend, and now has to navigate the relationship with her best friend.
So
who's jealous.
Who should play Gordo's father?
Rex Lynn.
Rex.
Inside joke from the podcast, which you can find below.
It'd be even funnier if it was like Luis Guzman or something. Like,
just because his name is Gordo.
well, I mean, he's Hispanic in descent, isn't he? Am I remembering that wrong?
I don't know. He looked pretty American to me. We'd have to look.
I mean, obviously he's American, but I don't know.
But so this is my big thing. Like, I'm not I don't have a whole lot of faith in Hilary Duff's acting abilities. Myself.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So, why?
To be fair, it's a cheap sitcom.
Yes. Right. It's on. Yes.
So my question is,
again, why?
How like, are they just going to copy paste the generic copy pasted formula from the original show, and she's gonna have a group of friends that are all like wild and wacky and better actors than her, and she's just going to string along some guy, or a guy's gonna string her along? I don't know. That'd actually be kind of different, but she's gonna string along a guy for freaking 17 seasons until finally, they have kids, I guess. I don't know. That's my question. Like, How I Met Your Mother, it's not the worst thing in the world to watch, but like, it's like every other adult dating relationship sitcom, that I've seen. And it might predate Friends, but keep in mind, Friends, I was like 7 when I started Friends, so that's probably one of the first of those sort of sitcoms I watched. But it's, at least since Friends, that's pretty much how they all work, is everybody's horrible to each other, and they sleep with each other, then they stop sleeping with each other, and then they find other partners to make each other jealous. And I don't know, do we really want to sit through? I'm sure obviously there's a target audience for it. I don't know how excited I am about that, though.
Well, this is what's interesting too. So some more details on the show. It'll follow the story of Sophie, Hilary Duff, and her friends as they navigate life, their relationships, and their careers.
Oh.
But this is us showrunners. This is us showrunners. Isaac Aptaker and Elizabeth Berger will write and executive produce the 10-episode series.
Do you think it'll be more dramatic since it's a 10-episode series?
That's the thing. Like, I'm always so confused when basically well-known writers, or showrunners take on shows of such a different genre or caliber. Because How I Met Your Father, unless they're... When I hear This Is Us, I think award-winning drama.
Right.
Groundbreaking award-winning drama.
Right.
Okay. When I think Hilary Duff, I do not think that.
I think a talking cartoon character.
I think of a talking cartoon character. And I think of the wasted potential on, if they were going to reboot Lizzy MaGuire, doing it dark would have been, as a dark drama, would have been really interesting. I mean, just a drama, not dark. Dark considering what the original show was.
Right, yeah. More of a grown-up show. I mean, maybe if they put like a darker, dramatic spin onto it,
I mean, and not only that, but like, okay, it's a 10 episode series.
Exactly. It's kind of hard to do
So-
sitcoms in 10 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. So what sort of like sitcom, what sort of comedy vibe is this even going to have? I can't picture How I Met Your Father without a laugh track, right? So 10 episodes for a sitcom or for a drama series? And
Well, here's the real question. So, bear with me. She meets the father, has the children, the father leaves the family. And that's why the children are asking her about dad.
well, right now we don't even have it mentioning children.
Well, there has to be children if it's How I Met Your Father.
Story of Sophie and her friends as they navigate life, their relationships, and their careers.
But that's how I Met Your Mother was. Like, they had the kids in the little crossed off sections, and
Yeah.
Ted was explaining in a very, very, very long story format how he met their mother.
Right.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm not excited for this.
I was always just under the impression that How I Met Your Mother was about Neil Patrick Harris being a fuckboy.
That's what it turned into.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right, so then I didn't lose that. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so again, that's also my final thought on this. Interesting, because you have very conflicting details about this show in my mind. So I'm interested to see where they go with it. I don't imagine I'll be a fan.
I have watched like half an episode of How I Met Your Mother. So
I have watched probably an episode and a half of How I Met Your Mother.
I have not watched much of it. I didn't find anything. I mean, I love Neil Patrick Harris
Yeah.
and Jason Segel and Allison Hannigan, but I didn't like the concept of the show and fucking Kobe Smulders. So they had a great cast, but I just
That doesn't
never got into it.
That doesn't
Like,
change that the sitcom is sort of
Yeah.
vapid.
Right.
It feels vapid to me. Yeah. Okay, so what do you think about Hilary Duff joining the How I Met Your Father cast and, of all things, starring in it? Headlining a show that has a reputation. So, post your comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And we love talking about film in any capacity. Always never be afraid to make suggestions
Right.
in the comments below.
we'll just delete your comments. No, I'm just kidding. We won't delete your
This is
comments.
the digital freedom platform, folks.
Yeah.
And you have a wonderful day. Thanks.
See you.
Peace.